You can always trust us to start the show with a bang. Hello and good evening. Welcome to Trendz Live. Kalibito ke kansane koza, but you know you can call me Candy. I hope wherever you are settled in for a great night of lifestyle, entertainment and music just like that. But first up, Zoe Modiga released her third studio album titled Nomthandazo about a week ago. Our producer Silepa Mafadi caught up with her at 82 Eden Road Studio, where she was rehearsing the new music for the first time ahead of a performance at this weekend's Cape Town Jazz Festival and for the much anticipated main album launch set to take place in June at the Lyric Theatre. So let's take a look.
We're celebrating the third album by Zoe Modiga called Nomthandazo. Something special that she's put out there that touches onto spirituality and really honors her grandmothers. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, thank you. So it's been just almost a week since you have released this album. How's it been? How are you feeling?
I am feeling so relieved. I'm feeling excited. I'm filled with a lot of purpose. And having the album out is reminding me why I do what I do. I think there's this beautiful amount of time that's been spent putting it together and having all my highs and my lows, being a part of the music, working with incredible collaborators and coming to this point. So now it's just letting the music go and allowing it to live a life of its own.
I believe you put out this album in celebration of your grandmothers. Tell us a bit about what inspired you to take that narrative on your third album.
Well, this album was about an inner world and being able to celebrate what that means. And I think we all have an inner world as people. And when I thought about myself, the first thing I thought of was, what is my name? Well, one of my names is Nomthandazo. And that was a name that was given to me by my grandfather. That was my grandmother's name. So then the idea of celebrating my grandmothers, celebrating matriarchy, celebrating divine feminine energy, but centering it in loving on the inner world was important to me.
The album kicks off with a prayer type of like session, is that something that was recorded in an actual prayer session, or like how does the production of this masterpiece come about?
Oh my goodness. So the first song is a song that my grandmother, my living paternal grandmother, sings. And it was actually a voice note recording when we went to visit her, Lalini, in the homelands. And she loves to start any engagement that we're going to have, whether we're coming into the house for the first time or leaving the house to bid her farewell. We always start with prayer and singing. And you hear her Nina Simone contralto bassy voice in there. For me, I just wanted to immortalize her and also create a sense of being able to remember that, because I think it's familiar to a lot of people. Might be specific to South Africa in terms of the actual song, but I think we all know that nurturing, mothering, matriarchal feeling, and I hope we do, or I hope we experience it if we don't. But that was the song, just a voice note, and I was like, I want to start it off. Yes.
Take us through the story and how you're doing it through these specific singles.
Oh my goodness. So with the singles, Ngelosi is about the inner child, which we've spoken about. Amen is about confirming what it is that we think of ourselves. But there's different songs that kind of share a different thread of this inner world story. There's a song that talks about feeling unworthy. Ngesaba anganeleki noma ngiphana ngempilo yami. There's songs that talk about knowing that the pathways that we are living and existing in can be challenging. There's peaks and there's valleys, but we will find the way home. So it really is just different songs that speak to the different points of views of the things that we sometimes think about when we're in our own company.
Young Zoe in KZN, growing up, did you see yourself being in this point and affirming yourself like how you are right now about, pushing through?
That is such a fascinating question, because I never could foresee the spaces that hold my music in the way that they do now. But I've always known that I find a lot of meaning in music and a lot of meaning of life in music and the messaging of all the songs that I would listen to growing up. And it makes sense that this is where it has landed me. It's been beyond my wildest dreams and even beyond, but it resonates. It makes sense. This is what should be happening.
We're celebrating Africa Month in May, and you're someone who's really grabbed a whole lot of amazing accolades as an African artist and genres that look into Africanism. When we look into this month, what do you want to see us portray?
I want us to be able to freely portray our existence exactly as it is, and to celebrate it in ourselves, celebrate it in each other, and to be able to see the currency and the flavor that we bring into the world. I think more now than ever, the world is so excited to see what we are about, and the world is looking at us, and we are spearheading a lot of things in different spaces and influencing everything, So I just hope we just continue to see ourselves for the glory that we are.
How do you feel about, the significance of 30 years, celebrating the 30 years of democracy?
Being able to think about these artists, Abo Sislebo, Abo King Ta, and know that this is the music that I grew up to as a born free, and being able to be like, oh my goodness, like we're in the here and now. This is 30 years later. I know freedom is a tricky concept, a very layered concept here in South Africa, even though we are poster kids for it. But it's beautiful to kind of walk through and observe it, and to know that I have a voice in it as well. I'm proud of this country and its weird, wonderful ways. I'm grateful for the things that are our quirks, the things that we take lightly. But when you step into the world, you're like, oh my goodness, this is a special, special place. We have a special story, and it's always been there, and it's beautiful to see it being amplified and to be a part of the magic of amplifying it. So I'm excited for even more freedom, even more taking to task our leaders in that space, even more taking ourselves to task, so that we're able to enjoy living freely as ourselves, because it's a human right.
Definitely, it is a human right, and that's for sure, Southa. We definitely love Southa just as much as we love Zoe. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you for coming to my rehearsal.
Thank you so much for having us at your rehearsal. We kick off our Africa Month celebration in a massive way by celebrating the best in African music and truly saying kudos to those who are flying Mzansi's flag up high. Now, this next group took the world by storm and made waves all over social media after their breathtaking performance with global superstar Doja Cat on the Coachella stage. The boys are back from Urkant and we finally get to chat with them on the show. So the joy, welcome to Trendz. How are you guys doing?
We are good, how are you?
I know, ni good vele, because even the performance introduction was amazing. But obviously we have to speak about that performance with Doja at Coachella. How on earth did that actually come about?
Well, apparently Doja Cat has been our fan since 2019. So that's what she told us when we first arrived for the rehearsals in London, yeah. In States, sorry.
It's fine. I was also going to say London, but okay. So she's the one that reached out to you guys, or was it her team that said, hey, Labafana, I love them?
It was her team.
Okay. Yeah. And what did it feel like when she said you guys have been like my favorite since 2019? Because I mean, you're blowing up in different spaces at different times, but that she's been following your journey from such a long time ago. How did that make you feel?
Lokho ngathi mina kuyinto engathini esiqhuquzela kakhulu kuthini thina umsebenzi esiwenzayo sifake more effort kuona sizimisele kakhulu kunalokhu esiyikona manje because siyabona ukuthi sithola recognition from overseas ikhona nala ekhaya South Africa bas supporter so lokho kusinikeza ugqozi lofuqufuqu.
Hey, I'm gonna have to Google what that means, but I hear you join excitement ngapha guys.
Kusinikeza ugqozi lofuqufuqu ukuthi whatever senzayo sikholele kuthina because kunabantu abakhulu kakhulu emhlabeni sengingasho ngithi ama artist amakhulu kakhulu akholelwa kuthina njengayo nje uDoja ukwazi ukuthi asimeme kwi main stage eCoachella athi no yazini I'm really believing to the
These
joy
guys.
I have to bring them on stage with me so whatever bingenzeka mhlambe makuthiwa thina mhlambe asiyimiselanga yabo ibizo dicelela igama lakhe phansi or idicelela igama lethu phansi kodwa ngoba yena ukwazile ukuthi akholele kuthina qala nathi bekumele ukuthi sikholele kuthina.
Oh, I love that. Self-belief is a very, very important thing. I mean, masikhuluma ngaye uDoja vele nale performance lana. I mean, when you look at it, you guys are dressed very similarly. You are very much in sync. Were you practicing that side? Were you doing it remotely? Like, how did it all come about? Because even the clothing is matching. I was like, hey, this was on point.
She sent those two songs earlier before we went to the States.
I see.
Yeah, so we had to arrange what we're going to do on the songs because we have never sang such genre. So it was a very complicated thing to do.
Was it? But I mean, we love the process and what it sounded like. Like if you are South African or an African person, you could really hear the Zulu and the authenticness of who we are as Africans come through in such a hip-hop song, and the arrangement change was just so beautiful. But now let's speak about you boys, because there is a self-titled debut album that is coming up later on this year. And the song on it there that you released recently is called You Complete Me. Tell me more about where this album was released and what we can actually expect from this album.
We recorded the album in London. It was a live album recorded in a day in one take.
Hi, Bo!
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So i-album le ngingasho ukuthi inezingoma ezowenza ukuthi imudi yabantu ishintshe ngohlobo olungafani so uzizwa ujabulile ugcina usuzizwa ukhala futhi ungazi kanjani aba expect nje into eningi abantu kuyona.
Okay, how many tracks are on the album? Like you did say you recorded it in London, we're going to be expecting it soon. How many tracks are on there? Did you work with producers or anybody that we know? Because I think it's just you guys, no collabs and it's
Yeah, I just asked Enjoy 11 tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's an acapella only.
Oh, it's acapella only. How is that process though of when you're recording an album that has no like audio, there's no other, context except of just your voices? Is that something that's very difficult?
Ekunzima kona cause akumele ugeje ngisho inote elodwa cause ayikho iband ezokucashisa ukuthi nange ebhimba ukuthi ngiye ngakuyena ngabonakala ukuthi uyabhimba.
And they recordwa live. Kwi one take ungenalo ukuthi I know okay cut yabona uqala maphansi ngale ndlela le uzozizwa mhlambe nawe ufila comfortable kakumele ukuthi nje konke sinakho like zivele kunyiwe once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you guys did an amazing job. I can't wait for it. I mean, it's dropping on the 21st of June, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that's why you guys are doing, you know, your tours, your media presses. It's so nice to see you boys at the stage of your career. So, I mean, so let's actually speak about the fact that it is African Month this month. And you guys are literally celebrating our culture and, you know, using your voices to really showcase who we are as Africans. What is your wish for like young Africans in our world, and what advice would you give to them? Anybody?
Well, engakusho mina ngingasho ukuthi whoever oqala lento leyenzayo yaka music fanele abe focused in each and everything ayenzayo based on music. Noma ngathi imupha wenzayo music, abe focused, a believe kwinto ayenzayo bese ehlala emkhulekweni kuphela nje.
Emkhulekweni, God is
Yes.
definitely the way. Masibuyele back to KZN because niphuma khona. Nina beniya choir practice nafika nabalana. How nje guys, I understand ukuthi why the five of you guys, because there were other people at the choir practice. How did this marry so beautifully?
Engakusho mina besi choir khona so kahle into yethi iqala esikoleni yabo uma iqala esikoleni sisuke besabantu vela abahlele be-early besihlala si-early masifika early njalo besifika siqala amaculo sizwe ukuthi hayi into yethi iyahlangana uma ihlangana lento sisho ukuthi hayi majida singakwazi lento kuyihlanganisa siba u5 ngaphandle kweningi uyabona. So sisuke sesithi ayike asike siphumele eceleni sibone isikhathi singahlanganisana siphume nani. So kwase kwaphuma the joy.
Yeah.
Hi, you guys are giving us so much joy. I'm sure your families are so proud of you, because I don't think nienzela just nina, nienzela umndeni wenu, South Africa as a whole. Like, we're so proud to see you guys. I mean, you've been on the Jay Hudson show, performing internationally, recording albums in London, stages overseas. What is next, and what can we expect from The Joy besides the album?
Yeah, on my side, okay.
Hi though.
Okay, like we are looking forward like to have more collaboration with established artists from overseas, from here at home. Like
So
the whole
basically
world.
what you guys did at Coachella, you would actually want to fuse what you do with other musicians.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. But I also have to ask, do people ever call you guys like the young Lady Blacksmith Mambazo? Because, you know, call that thing. Always. How does
Yeah.
it make you feel though? Because they've gone on to do such amazing things in Africa.
Kusenza sithokoze kakhulu ukuthi sifaniswe nabantu ebesikhula sibukela kubona, because abantu ekwayibona abasenza ukuthi sigcine sesenza lethi esiyenzayo nathi.
Okay, no, siyabonga. And make sure that you guys catch their album. It is dropping on the 21st of June this year. It's their debut self-titled album. For now, though, we're going to take a quick break, but we are so much in luck because when we come back, The Joy will be back with another performance. So don't go anywhere.
Wasalempini somulanda ngamabuto umtosalempini velulandwa ngamabuto baba wami wasalempini wasala somulanda ngamabuto umtosalempini velulandwa ngamabuto baba wami wasalempini somulanda ngamabuto umtosalempini velulandwa wasala
ngathandwa ngamabutho mina wangitshela ubaba inzuma zuma neleyo mina wangitshela ubaba limpita badala leyo mina wangitshela inzuma zuma neleyo mina wangitshela ubaba impita badala leyo mina wangitshela ubaba inzuma zuma neleyo mina wangitshela ubaba impita badala leyo mina wangitshela ubaba inzuma zuma neleyo mina wangitshela ubaba impita badala leyo umuzwa mlona ngicela nhlale nazo ngobinka mina ngiyazenzela emzini umuzwa mlona ngicela nhlale nazo ngobinka mina ngiyazenzela
Yo. I literally have goosebumps just listening to these boys perform live in studio. Well, now to more joyful things. As South Africa celebrates 30 years of its democracy, its remarkable citizens are also making great strides. One of those is fashion designer Dion Daniels, who brings glamour and style to this wonderful nation. Rifile Matela was lucky enough to witness his greatness in person.
Born and raised in Bloemfontein, Dion Daniels has made a name for himself in the City of Gold as a celebrated and revered couturier for both men and women. Daniels has been busy since 1998, building a name for himself and honing his craft. I sat down with him in a studio in Fourways, Johannesburg, to talk fashion, mentorship, and building your dream.
What has kept you going for so many years in the South African fashion industry?
Obviously the support from my clientele and also the inspiration and the passion I have for my industry and what I do.
Dion, take us back to your earliest fashion memory. You know, that moment when you realized that, aha, this is for me.
I was 6 years old, 5 years old. I was a ring bearer at my niece's wedding. And when she walked in that church and that big train, at the reception, I could not stop playing with the train. I can remember it as it was yesterday. And I think that captured my entire being.
The inspiration from family is evident. After school, Daniel studied fashion design using the needlework skills his grandmother imparted on him. All these years in practice have sharpened his eye further.
We've been seeing a lot of red carpet moments, right? A lot of couture, and I think South African celebrities, the influencers, and anyone who considers themselves a fashionista, they're out there taking the fashion risks.
They are advancing, especially if you look from 10 years ago to where we are now at. There are so many upcoming new designers that is making their mark in the industry, and I think also from our rich cultural background, it took people a while to look at South Africa, and I think we're almost there.
He knows that it takes more than a glamorous dream to be great.
The motivation that you need is you have to understand, stay authentic to yourself, and also a dream is never big enough. But I would say to young fashion designers is keep what you're doing, stay in your lane. It is 1% glamour, and it's that 99% hard work.
I had the opportunity to chat to young and fashionable Hanku, who's been working and learning from Dion about his experience.
As an upcoming designer, I've learned from Dion definitely to stay to your trademark, your values as a business owner, as well as your values in design, and not to negotiate on it.
Hanku shared that some of his special moments include the emotional reaction that clients have, which is rewarding to the hands that make these garments. He is planning something special for spring 2024.
definitely something else coming to the fashion market from me, and definitely I will invite you guys back for that one by the end of the year. Yeah.
But Trendy, you heard it here first. We will be there for the exclusive.
Of course, being as talented as Dion means that you will dress the glamorous and the influential women of this glittering city. His longtime friend, client, and our model for today, businesswoman and TV reality star, Brunette Siobela, joined us.
What is it that you look for in your couture designers as well as your couture looks?
Cliche as it may sound, I am definitely a evening gown type of girl. For example, there's one gown that Dion did for me. We had an event that we attended. Firstly, the color, like Cerise pink is one of my favorite colors. Like I don't know what that color just does for me, but it just does something.
When would you say a woman comes into her style?
Well, speaking from experience, I literally only came into my fashion sense when I was in my early 30s. Because, in my 20s, I was such a tomboy.
No way.
Literally. And then when I got to my 30s, damn, I don't know what happened. And the lady in me just came out. Maybe it was the new circle that I was surrounding myself with.
His key lesson for aspirant designers is to value their names.
A lesson that my dad has taught me, and that is you only get one name. You have to look after it. That means so many different things under that is you should keep the standard and quality high enough. You should aspire for more. You should have empathy. You should grow as a person but also as a designer, and you should inspire others. There is so much room for other designers, so we must take hands and look after the youth, and then they should inspire to be us, but we should not be on too much of a higher pedestal that they cannot reach to us, because they need mentors.
Yo, trust Refile Matela to bring us all the glitz. Monochrome meets the essence of minimalist sophistication at a 2D restaurant. Yes, you heard right. Our producer Puleng Mulabati experienced a realm where simplicity reigns supreme in Benoni this week.
Step into a world where simplicity meets sophistication. This is where you get to live just for a moment in a 2D world. Located in the east of Johannesburg, this visual feast of striking designs is where culinary mastery meets art.
Origami is Japanese art of folding of paper in many different forms. But of course, in the modern era, origami is folding of any different sorts. Right here at this restaurant, of course titled Origami, is where you are able to exist in a 2D form. For myself particularly, I thought, let me be that pop of color in this black and white magic.
With every piece designed to tell a story. Founder Saliha Bramji, together with an illustrator, designed each pattern by hand, carefully crafting each piece to feed into this optical illusion.
You are responsible for the decor of this restaurant. Tell us about what inspired this concept.
Okay, so your first ever 2D restaurant was in Korea. It was YND 23920. That was the OG. And then after they opened, then all over the world these places sprang up. So when we got offered this space, because I've got another restaurant where we do like cafe fare. So when we got offered the space for Asian food, I said, you know what, there's only one way we're doing this. We're doing this as a 2D store. That was the idea. And then we drew inspiration from all over. I had a fantastic designer work with me. She was a beautiful artist. She did for me all the drawings by hand. For the walls, you see the little pandas there? My nephew did those for me. But we taught ourselves to fold origami.
Yeah.
And we folded all the stuff, turned it into frames and mounted them on the walls.
Let's talk about the design on the floor.
Okay, so look, the floor design, I needed to find something that was fun, but also was going to be a nice optical illusion. So when you look at the floor, it looks like boxes, but then it also looks like diamonds. And then I felt your focal point needed to be a koi pond, because origami is a Japanese art form.
Yeah.
And what is more Japanese than koi? So we did this beautiful Japanese koi pond on the floor, which I was quite chuffed with.
Your design of your curtains were very intentional. Let's talk about how you established that.
Okay, so look, the idea, I opted for curtains on the window that needed to be illustrations, but also I made sure I positioned a table in the center of each, so that when you look at it, it's like you're looking at a little picture. I've got my window frame, got my curtains, and I've got my table in the front, which looks like a drawing. And that was the idea. So I kind of liked the idea of the curtains on the window finishing up a cafe.
An all-occasion range of menus that cater for singles who step into the restaurant for a quick selfie and a drink, or a family that come to feast. An Asian fusion menu of versatile dishes that's just right to break this monochrome aesthetic.
The draw card of this establishment has to be the decor.
Yes, no, look, definitely. I mean, a lot of people come just based off how the place looks, how it feels when you're sitting inside. Of course, and then there's the food as well. But in terms of decor and that, yes, there's been a lot of people that have come just obviously to take photos. Sometimes we even get customers who aren't even eating here but just ask, can we take a photo? So yes, I mean, the decor and design here is a big factor in why people do come, but obviously yes, the food as well. Yesterday I've got a call, someone wanted to have a baby shower, and they were willing to pay a proper venue fee, hiring and everything, but then she said, no, we're just a group of 20, so I said, no problem, you guys can come and obviously make a reservation and sit down. But yeah, a big factor, I mean, a lot of people want to hire the place out and that.
A rare sighting that calls for a picture moment. Now feast your eyes on these.
From unique eating experiences to actually hitting the gym. We're taking a quick ad break, and when we come back, we're about to sweat it out. And just like that, ons is terug. We are a quarter way through the year, and those New Year fitness resolutions might be fading away. But Sungama babes, Trendz Live is here to remind you of those goals with Andy Maqondwana. Our producer Noni Kumalo went searching for her inner warrior at the ultimate group workout. However, she didn't suffer alone though. Sifiso Zulu, and myself were also there to sweat it out. Just take a look for yourselves.
Andy Maqondwana is a multi-talented, award-winning broadcaster. She believes in pushing herself beyond the limit. One of the ways that she does this is through her fitness journey. Andy desires a workout routine that is not traditional, has no visual attention, and one that can accommodate her fitness levels accordingly.
You know, when it comes to fitness institutions, I always find it's a very unwelcoming space because one, you're always made to feel like you don't know what you're doing. There's lines to wait. People are impatient because they want the machine of some sort. And if you're plus size as well, it's a whole nother experience because you really do feel unwelcomed. Whereas Sweat 1000, every board, ziyakhala. That's what I love. Whether you're an athlete, you could be Serena Williams. Mara, if you're here, ziyakhala.
We at Trendz Live asked Letabo, the trainer, to tell us what makes this ultimate group workout so special.
You have the potential to burn 1,000 calories in that 1 hour of the class, and it's just for body workout. You know, you feel so refreshed after. You know, it's treadmill-based running and also coming back to the floor with dumbbells and weights and body weight. I think the difference would be one, the group setting is such a motivational space to be in because you're suffering with other people, so it's not alone. You can't just say, "Let me go." Everyone's looking at you. Imagine coming out the class 30 minutes in, and everybody's like, "Is she leaving?" You're like, I can't leave. We want you to come here, have fun, but we want to bring out that inner warrior.
But before we bring out the inner warrior, let's get some advice from Andy.
If you think you're done and you can't do, just do one more. That's what I'll say. But good luck. Zokala.
Oh, Andy, come on. Where's the spirit?
Woo! My goodness. I am feeling it. I am feeling it. It is tough, but the adrenaline is pumping. This is a sign that I need to go back to the gym.
He's
beats are 15, 13, 11, and your 1 minute starts now. Fitter, stronger, faster. 1, 2.
There are tons of people that come through these doors from different fitness levels, different shapes, different sizes. How do you accommodate all those individuals?
So I love that. So during the class, I will say your speeds are 12, 10, or 8. So I'm accommodating the advanced runner, I'm accommodating the jogger, and I'm accommodating the walker. Even during on the floor, I will say you have the options of a medium to heavyweight dumbbell. So even if I don't want you to, if I say heavyweight, then you feel pressure to take the biggest weight. But if I say medium or heavyweight dumbbell, then I'm accommodating the person who's like, oh, I was scared to pick up that 10, but I can pick up the 8. He said it's okay to pick up that 8. And also it's that reassurance that since I said it, you know that I'm putting you in a good space mentally as well. Why aren't we running? Eh? It's not the walk 1000 class. Okay, let's get it kicking, guys.
I believe Stroke 1000 is not just a physical workout. I think it's a mental workout more than anything, because I don't know how many times I have to speak to myself when the trainer says 30 seconds and I can only do 2 of those particular things, and I have to train my mind saying just one more, just one more, just one more. And more than anything, it's really made me find my fire, you know. And this particular fire, I've been able to apply it in different parts of my life.
And the workout is officially complete. And I'm standing next to your Trendz Live presenters, who earlier mentioned that they're going to give this class at 1001, the lady here on my left, at 999, the gentleman here on my right. I just want to get feedback and a review as to how much we're giving Sweat 1000 after the double session now.
That's exactly what you need. When I said 1001, I meant 1. Because what is this? No, to be fair, Shem, I'm lying. We finished the class not as well as we could have or should have, but he deserves 10 out of 10 for putting up with us. Like, I'm proud. I'm impressed.
And for you, Mne, what's your feedback now?
You know what? I think all I'll say is, like, I thought I wanted to look sexy for summer. My maker loves me just as I am. Just as I am.
Yeah, so we made it now, but at what cost? We've figured out that fitness is not my thing, but that's fine because we're celebrating African talent and diversity. This time around, we have a great fusion of South Africa and Tanzania. Recently, distribution and entertainment company Zoe Media put together a compilation album by various African artists from around the continent to showcase our rich musical heritage. One of the singles from this project is a track by Tanzanian musician Nandy in collaboration with Mzansi's Kanyisa called Wahaler. These dynamic queens are with us today to tell us more about this collab. I feel like I wish I had drums to say welcome to Trendz Live, ladies. Thank you so much. Such an honor and privilege to have you here. But let's speak about Z Beats Volume 1. How on earth did you guys get involved in this project?
It's a crazy story.
You want to all hear it.
Yeah, you can tell them. I think you can start and then I'll tell the rest of it.
Okay.
Okay, as you can say, I'm part of the family Ziki, and they were approaching me about the album, and I'm the first one who started to create the song Wahala in my country, Tanzania.
Okay, so you started writing that side.
Yes, we were in the studio with my old-time producer Kimambo, and then we just do the beats, blah blah blah, and then I was like, I need kind of, I'm a piano, Afro, I'm a piano vibe. Yes, and then we got that beat, and then I put my verse, and then we put the chorus with my people there, the choir and everything, and then I call my boss, so what do you think about this? Saying that's a nice song. Yeah, I think we have to get a queen on that track. And then, funny enough, I was gigging in Tanzania.
Okay, of course you are, Miss International.
I was gigging in Tanzania, and I don't know, man. Somehow I called, because I do have a relationship with Zoe Media, and I was like, hey man, I'm in Tanzania. Who is up for work? Who's up for studio? I had free time while I was in Tanzania. I wasn't gigging. The queen had free time. Got into studio, jumped in, fuggy verse.
boom, we are here now.
And you are here now, so you actually recorded and did everything
in
that
Tanzania.
time.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have to say this for your people, Karibu Nandy. Did I say it right?
That's very asante.
That's nice. But I love this fusion coming together. I mean, there are other tracks on the album which was released last week.
Yeah.
You're on another track actually on the
with
album.
Kindi. Yeah.
But what do you guys think about this project and what it aims to do?
I think the first thing is to collaborate like East African, like South African and Tanzanian, as we girls doing the project together, know each other. Like I'm here now in your country. It's my first time doing interview. My first time. Yes.
I feel so privileged.
Yes.
My first
I feel like with us, we feel strongly about collaboration, and I feel like we're just one step closer, one country closer, one step closer to, One Love Africa. That's all we stand for, Singabantu, Ubuntu. That's what I stand for. I grew up in diversity, so I was like, this collaboration is fire. Let's do it. Let's go.
I'm so glad. I mean, transcending borders is something we're also about as Trendz Live. Now, I saw you girl doing the trend and the TikTok challenge for Wahala.
Of course.
I feel like you're gonna have to teach me after.
Same, me too.
We must be here together a little bit later. But I want to understand, like, what went into actually writing the song? For people who don't know what Wahala means, what does it mean in summary?
Wahala means we don't need problem. I don't want wahala.
On the song.
We don't need problem. And the song means it's about love. As you can hear about my voice, I'm saying like, back then I was hurting with a lot of men. Now I have you. I need to settle. I need us to love each other. I don't want problem anymore. I don't want wahala.
That makes sense.
Yes.
You both are very busy girls. Not only are you killing it from a fashion space, you're doing humanitarian work as well. Like there's so many things you're doing. Singing Kamo, it's the content creation. You're an actress, you're also a singer. How are you both balancing these worlds?
It balances. When you want it to balance, it will balance. We have families back home. We have, when God is the one that has given you the bread, it's up to you to be the one that shares. So I guess it's all God. It's all God, isn't it?
And it's not easy.
It's not easy, though. It's not easy, but it's worth it.
I mean, you guys look good while you're doing it, so we're
so
definitely not
much.
complaining. So outside of obviously music and this, compilation album and the track that you guys are going to be performing later, what can we be expecting from the both of you?
I think you can go first with your endeavors, then I'll go with mine.
I love Kissa vibe, and I'm thinking this year I'll drop an album too. And I'm thinking of having you again.
Yeah, we are actually working on coming to my studio this time, because I also have a studio in my space, and we'll see if she can jump on Amapiano and do something cute.
Do something cute. That is going to be so epic. Earlier on, off stage, you were busy talking about an album that you're releasing or a song. Also, tell us more.
Yes. Now I actually am running the hashtag Get Hooked challenge.
Okay.
Whereas I am actually involving South Africa in the development of a new song, and I'm actually gonna take one lucky kid who will do it on TikTok, take him to the top, to the next level. The hashtag Get Hooked challenge. I feel like that is one project I'm looking forward to. Also, I'm dropping on the 10th a song called Mexican Bounce, where I took Mexicano, Cariba, mixed it with Amapiano, and we got Mexican Bounce. So be on the lookout for that.
We're definitely going to be on the lookout. I mean, you guys have both really used your social media platforms, especially TikTok, to also really grow your band. And I love the fact that you're putting the challenge right back there. Now, Nance, you've won many awards, madam. What are the accolades that you've received mean for you, and where you see your career right now, in the growth of it?
I think first of all, to keep God first and working so much.
So there's a girl.
Yes, you're talking with the #1 female artist East Africa.
Period. African princess. Let's get it right.
Female artist. So I think focus. Always I said I'm just focused. I know what I need. I know what I want, and I'm not there yet. I really need to go there more and more.
And you will. So because we're wrapping up this interview, everyone knows where to find you guys, because we're up to date that on our screens. Teach us the dance while we take a quick little ad break. Let's go. This is the No Wahala dance. Okay.
I don't Sina kitete sina mapepe Domani sana Si tunapendana Tunapendana Sina kitete sina mapepe I don't want wahala
Aibo
Ta 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 wa da da da
and put it in. We're so definitely going to be doing that during the break. I
Yes,
absolutely love it. Togetherness and cross-cultural collaboration is what we are all about. Nandy and Kissa will be performing their hit song Wahala after the break, and as you can tell, Kissa and I still need to catch up so we can get this hashtag trend dancing challenge going. And so just stick around and stay tuned because we'll be back very shortly. I hope today's episode has inspired a sense of pride and unity as we Trendz Live continue to shine a spotlight on all things African. It's been such a pleasure spending this evening with you all. From myself, Candy, and the Trendz Live team, we leave you with a beautiful performance by the ever so gorgeous Nandy and the award-winning Kissa. Until next time, stay sweet. Bye.
Today I wanna tell a story. Tell a story. Nishomizwaga na sikomi. Machoni nishatokwaga na machozi. So baby don't do me like them. Baby don't do me like them. Cause it no matter. Hata tukigombana waga tunapatana. Sina kitete sina mapepewe. Nanjwale sana. Si tunapendana paka tunafanana. Sina kitete sina mapepe. Cause I don't want wahala. 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 Come to my baby. You love drive me like hell. Come again, come again, come again. I don't wanna feel no pain. Come to my baby. You love drive me like hell. Come again, come again, come again. I don't wanna feel no pain. And then we usually say, I don't want wahala. I beg and feeling like I don't want wahala. Don't do that to me. I've been hurt so many times before. I don't wanna go back no more, no more, no more, no more. Yakuthanda sana, yayiqonda lonto. Yakuthanda sana, izolo nangomso. Yakuthanda sana, yayiqonda lonto. Yakuthanda. I don't want wahala. Andifuni ngaki. I don't want wahala. Andifuni ngaki. I don't want wahala. Andifuni ngaki.
I am at the Randburg ski deck where I'm going to be getting my first lesson. So stay with us to find out more and learn about skiing. One of the instructors here is joining me, Ubudlwandile, to tell us more about the ski experience. Ubudlwandile, welcome to Trendz.
Thank you very much.
So I just want to establish the difference between skiing and snowboarding. What is the difference?
When you're snowboarding, you're on one piece of wood, so it's like your feet are fastened to one board. Whereas with skiing, your feet can move independently, although you'd only be skiing along the ground.
How should I dress up for a ski experience?
For skiing, you got 3 layers mainly. You got your base layer, then you got your middle layer, and then your shell, right? So base layer is typically thermals made of polyester, right? Because that's the breathable material. Then you get your ski shirt, right? Which is also made of the same material these days. And then you get your shell, which is your jacket, right? And normally you'll be skiing in those 3 layers.
Do I have to be like really fit? Should I be someone who's into sports? Just take me through that, please.
Well, anyone can ski kind of as much as anyone can, let's say, ride a bicycle, right? You just need to learn how, right? Once you get the basics right, then you can go skiing. like everyone will go at a different pace, but everyone can ski.
What is the right age to start skiing?
Well, I'd say like from about 5 years old, kids can start skiing. Earlier than that, it's like what I've heard from parents is that younger kids tend to forget the next time you go skiing.
Step by step. Now I'm all dressed up, I'm ready for my lesson. What happens when you start skiing?
The first thing to get right is getting around in the actual ski boots, right? Accidents happen in ski boots as well, off the slope. Not even with skis on. And then the next thing will be getting to the basic position for skiing, right? So the important thing to get right is the posture. When you get your posture right, then your weight placement automatically falls in line, right? And then the next thing after that will be getting the snow plow right. So snow plowing is how you start skiing initially to go at a controlled speed so that you're not going fast. Initially you'll be doing everything in the snow plow. And then the next thing after that will be how to turn. So when you're making your turns, again, it's about your shape. And if the posture is right, if the shape is right going to the turn, then your weight placement tends to fall in line.
Okay. How many lessons do I need to take?
For the local winter season, we offer like a 4-lesson, like a short course. And then some people would feel that they need 1 or 2 more, but for most people, that's kind of like good enough for a 3-4 day trip locally, right? And you just get the basics. You grow your confidence, you improve your ski fitness, right? And actually by the time you get there, you know how to ski. You just have to adapt to the new surface now.
And that was the best that I could do for today. Please bear with me. It was only my first lesson. Guys, I really tried. What an extreme sport. So for those of you who are embarking or going on a ski trip, good luck.